Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. In reality, you are that which cannot be dropped. You are that which remains when everything else is dropped. I am a woman. I am a man. I am this. I am that. I am a human being. All that can be dropped for an instant. It's already done every 24 hours anyway, when one sleeps, when I sleeps. If there is any conflict about that, it is the pride which is attached to its certain identity, which anyway leaves you at some time, could be at that time. So, rather to build concepts and ideas about what's real or what's true, it will be a shortcut to just negate all ideas, all concepts, all ideals, in order to realize what's already there. So I don't say to know, because you can never be freed from illusory concepts if you go on with your mind, if you enter into your mind. To realize oneself, one has to live a space of, and a time of a split second of freedom, of liberation from all what we keep or believe in. And that split second is enough to demystify what it is not. And of course, because there have been so much trust in habits, they will still reappear. They can be unplugged for an instant when you know what it is, what's happening. Every happening, every appearance is a manifestation of your own self, which can never be objectified. For the self, even the manifestation is the self. From the point of view of somebody, he takes himself from somebody, so for a manifestation. So that's not it. And as it looks, one cannot immediately take it. You are that. Because of identifications with body-mind. So he has to understand, clarify what is the confusion, and to investigate is a very direct way. Is anything seen if I doesn't rise? So one has to make that sure for himself with self-investigation, making his life a self-investigation, not only as a cup of tea. And he may discover that the world appears when I appears. First I appears, then the world appears. So from where I come? From where? Whatever can be dropped, you are left with your own self. Drop I. Is I existing? Is I appearing if it is not glued to anything? I feel, I'm like this, I know, I don't know, I experience this. I is always glued because it's confused with body-mind. It's the body and the mind which experience. So from where all this originates? And keep quiet. So as I said, because of habits, it will look like, oh, I'm still, so I know myself, but I still go out and identify myself. You have to go back at that moment of an awareness, go back to from where it comes, keep quiet. It doesn't take time, you see. But the determination to undo or to do that will pay. So anything you want to ask, any doubt, any conviction you want to share, any unclarity you see, please ask. A satsang is that. It is not to fall necessarily in a beautiful state of quietness. It's rather better to be in real quietness, to stir up what is still in some corners or obviously present. So satsang is your space, and I share that with you. That's the satsang, is to remind you of that. And if you forgot, ask, how is it possible? How can it is not in the realm of remembrance actually and of forgetfulness, because that's the play of the mind. It's never forgotten. You forget an experience, you forget an object of knowledge, you forget emotions as you remember them too. It's not about that. It's about realizing what's here, just now. Which cannot be negated or spotted.
So then, Gangaji, today is Christmas, this family day, and there's this love in the family. So I'm confused because, here I'm sitting and I feel this love, but I'm at the same time, like, I think about my kids and I think, I miss them.
But
so
they are
then I feel,
included.
then, you just say, everything that appears is
Yes.
within you. So I know they're right here. But this love is something that is...
Yeah, it's a habit to give form and names to love.
Oh, yeah.
It's a habit. They are included. Forms and names are included in what is. But if you want to fix, you see,
Oh, yes.
you have to admit that, oh, okay, it appears, but it will also disappear. In fact, the real love is always there. You can call it self as love if you like.
Yes.
But the moment there is no especially a shape or a name. You can give shapes and names, but then know that it is then in the appearance, because you are mother, you have kids or dear ones. And it can be spread in that way too. But know that that wave will change, will go on changing. The love you feel is because you keep quiet. And don't worry for the forms which are theirs. They are included. Because it creates also the separation, because the form is not always here, present to your body and mind and personality. So it is also okay, because it's an experience. It's what I feel now, but as a mother. And from where this role came, from where this is from your own self. And you see, in fact, when we love somebody, we love itself, the self. And if not, then we suffer. So don't worry, there is no separation, you and yourself. No separation. And at exactly the same time, they may say the same. There's no separation. Is the confusion still there?
No.
Okay?
No, I can see that in this, who I am.
Of course, we crystallize
I know this.
because we keep I. So as soon as it is there, not to continue this amazing rooted habit, looking like, you just go back from where this love is, or from where everything arises. And is it not love?
Very much love. And I see what you mean with this habit, because that habit wants to go that way.
Yeah. You see, there are maybe two, how to say, I'm a bit simplist, but when one feels lost, it may be due to still a lot of concepts and ideas are there, and so what is mind as fixed as a true concept, he fights to keep it when at some point, if he really wants to realize himself, he has to drop it. So, but the mind can have still a power if one doesn't drop ideas about. Or one may still have those experiences, even from his own self, that, oh, I spent that much time, let's say, in this appearing dream. I say dream because it's not real by nature. But that's a habit. It's not due to some idea, it's habits. They still appear because of long association, long trust in them. So don't worry, as soon as you are aware, you just let them flow wherever they want to flow, keep quiet. Even an instant is enough, you see. And then you are not fooled. You have never been fooled, in fact, you see. That's why it is so important, this indication of keeping quiet. It doesn't mean necessarily to have a quiet mind, which depends on circumstances. Keeping quiet is from where even this quiet mind could appear. That's really good. Who you are is independent, doesn't depend on anything. So when it looks like, it just looks like, it's not real. But you see, this is more and more realized, understood first, and the clarification of the mind means the mind gets emptier when one again and again goes to that direction of from where I came from. Because I is the root of disappearance, you see.
So then actually when one realizes that one is following those habits and finds oneself in this some kind of a state identified with, it's another gift because it just goes, be quiet, go home.
You know, it's called wisdom.
Okay.
And suddenly, your own self gives you wisdom to maybe know it is enough to be entangled in this samsara or whatever name you want to call it, or the world. It is enough. But for that, you see, you need it, and you need to know the value to be oneself. You need to have fire to free yourself. Otherwise, it would be one thing among other things. And I repeat, it is again and again one can dedicate an instant to keep quiet. So from where all this rise, to keep quiet there. Not to allow the mind to keep an idea of freedom, how it will be, how it has to be, and so on, which is really useless fantasy in the mind.
So we have all these illusory concepts about believing that we are the I followed by a woman and a man and a French and teacher.
Concepts,
Okay? All these concepts of identification of who we believe we are.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, you're saying drop them.
Yeah, you can do now and then you see.
But then I was wondering, is it not a concept as well?
It is a main concept again. Remember the second tone? You need one strong concept in your mind to burn all other concepts. What is this concept? can take a few shapes. It is, I want to free myself and be one-pointed with that, to go from where I rises, or to just drop out of, you see, anything can drop to a minute, a second, to enter your mind. You need, because one is identified with the body-mind. I think I am body-mind. I am born. Of course, I'm born. What was there before?
So
What is thereafter?
We do need the concept of dropping.
One
That
concept.
one we need
it's
it.
a tool. Yes.
It's like the fire you were talking about yesterday.
Exactly.
If we don't have that, or if we don't believe in that, if we don't,
You
if
see,
we
the
don't,
fire. Listen, sorry.
Yeah.
The fire for freedom doesn't need belief. It's like you cannot do otherwise. This life, I want to realize what the wise men say, that I don't really follow what it is. I want that. I want to be like them. It's my birthright after all. It's not a belief. It is an urge.
yeah.
It's in the guts. And if you don't have that, how can you say no to all the beliefs sustained by the world? How can you say no? You need that. And don't worry, that will disappear when it's no more needed. So keep one, but in the right direction. One thought in the right direction. What is it?
Yeah, I want to be the hero we talked about yesterday. Yeah, I want to be the wise man or the wise woman. I want to be Ulysses and, all these people, Luke Skywalker and so on.
And they were wise? How come they became wise? Or they found back their wisdom?
Because they followed their bliss or their...
no.
Or their...
And then they are lost. No, they didn't
They
follow
followed
their
something.
bliss. They followed from where I, with the hero, wants to be a hero. Hero exists after I rises. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. So from where I rose, they followed that. Nothing else. Bliss comes afterwards. Bliss is an expression.
Oh, really?
Yes, already.
No,
Nothing wrong.
really, I
don't
thought
follow it.
you have that insight, or how to call it, like that epiphany, and then you hold on to that thread or to
You
that.
should not hold on anything.
You follow that thing.
No, dear.
It leads you.
Where is it here now with you?
Yeah,
It was here this morning.
I think so.
It was here a few years back.
Yeah.
Bon.
Sometimes
You
I
have
failed.
been born
Yeah.
with it, huh?
Sometimes I failed.
Yeah, you are honest now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's not there because the nature of an experience. How can you speak of bliss if I doesn't rise? You think it's just bliss, but who says that? Who experiences that? Tell me. It is of the nature of this I taken for body-mind. It cannot lead you anywhere. So there is no way out about liberation. What means liberation? Not to take yourself for what you are not in reality. Once you realize who you really are, from where this I, having bliss or following bliss, if you like, comes from, then bliss may rise. But bliss may not appear all the time. Expressions come and go. It's like that.
Yeah.
So if you take, you see, realization for quality, an attribute, you will lose your realization. You will be lost. So don't follow any experience. Follow rather from where this owner, I, or this experiencer comes. There is no other way about this. So drop the bliss, what happens? Who is experiencing this bliss? You said it's here now.
The I experiences
I.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's drop the bliss. I. You can say I alone, no? Okay. Now you have to go the other flow, not this flow this way of the mind and the body. You go back somewhere in you. You go back from where I come. It is like an arrow, it's an indication. And when the indication disappears, keep quiet. Now you do it. Yeah. Keep quiet there. And always go back there if you feel you are out. Keep quiet. That's all.
Yeah, how come when you contact that state of like grace, like you feel like, you know, like something, everything is perfectly in place, everything is how it must be.
Don't go back to your mind. You see, you spoil it. Why do you need to know how come? You are it. Why do you know to need how come?
But it
This
goes,
I,
it disappears.
because you went into your mind.
Yeah, it's there and then poof, it's gone.
You went
And
into
you look
your
for it,
mind. You don't need. Once you know who you are, you will not care that it appears or not, this mind. But now it's very important to keep quiet, because there is still a trace of I. Realization is not keeping quiet. It's just allowing a moment that the self, yourself, reveals itself. You are still there, don't take the risk to go so quickly in the mind. And it's not through the mind that you will have any satisfying answer for long. That you have to understand, you see, to value this indication. When one feels lost, don't worry. It's because he enters into something. It's okay. If you demystify the mind, it's okay. we still alive in this body-mind, has to live in the dream. Of course. We are in the dream, in those shapes. It doesn't mean that he will be confused or fooled by that. That's the whole difference. For that you have to develop a firm strength. You have to be firm. For a while you have to be firm. You have to know what you are doing. Oh, I enter my mind. Okay, no, go back. Till all these little so-called movements disappear, are swallowed by the sun.
about that fire, that one-pointed wish,
Yeah.
let's say, or that,
Yeah.
that wanting,
Desire or whatever. Yeah.
that wanting. When you have a partner in your life,
It will water down. Sorry. Huh?
What again? What did you say?
It will water your fire because it will go a bit somewhere else.
Yeah. It gets very. It's very complex.
What is complex?
It's the to fall that complicated, not complex, but gets complicated to fall that desire, no? That say I want to go that way.
Okay.
Because there's another person there, and it's like, and at the same time one say, oh, we cannot go alone, we cannot go together. No, we cannot, or can we go together?
No, it's impossible. Everybody goes by himself. You can live together, but everybody goes there by himself. It's not a communist thing.
Cannot fill the whole bus. Okay, let's go.
But you can still have your life, you see. Otherwise, what? I should say to everybody, you have to be a yogi, a detached person? No, there is no conditions like this. The conditions to have fire. How come your fire for freedom cannot be disturbed by your partner? Is your excuse and delay. It is not true. You live together, you may develop the same desire for freedom, but everybody has to realize by himself, of course. And I have not seen so far a couple teaching realization together. It has no sense, no meaning. So do it for yourself, and she will do it for herself. It's perfect like that. What is coming up? Some argument there.
No, there is no
No.
argument.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, I had
it's not.
friends.
Sorry, it's not that my mind don't know. The eye or my bag of knowledge heard all that.
Yeah.
Like maybe all of us.
Yeah. Probably we are quite a few years.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
and same time it's like it's kind of the words will not do it.
Ah, but I agree.
No?
I agree
And
with you.
still we are talking about. It's like,
Yeah, I have a passion about that.
yeah.
Yeah. And some others like to show that passion also. But you see, the words tell me now, the one who speaks now, who speaks now, you see. From where it comes, is it words or is it an indication?
I think that's an indication.
Don't think, otherwise it's no more an indication.
Yeah,
If you think, it will be
I
a
feel
knowledge.
that in
You
myself.
have to do
Otherwise,
it.
I think that I would be doing something else. Otherwise, the life itself or the process of walking in it would not lead you that path. You know, because it does not look like that is for accidental. That is just, you know, it looks like it happens by itself.
What happens by itself?
Whatever we are
Listen,
doing. Whatever
listen. You
we-
have to desire to be free this life. Before that, in 10 years or just now, to free yourself. it will not come by itself. You have to. Because you see, this world where we identify with will never remind you. Stop. Then what? It's just if you stop for an instant, it's not a style of life. For an instant, and then you get more and more, it's like nectar. You want more and more to stop a split second, because it is really, you feel this is the way to freedom. So you steal that moment from everything else. Don't worry, everything else will be more powerful to keep you. So you have to desire to be free. It will not come from somewhere else.
My mind don't believe that comes from somewhere. It believes that is there, yes. But that secure, secure, that step where each that jumping into that space where
You have no more to jump, that's the beauty. You have just to keep
to
quiet.
be, just
Yeah.
to be there and stay there.
To be here. You have just not to jump there, you have to keep quiet here. Okay?
Yeah, it's again that thing. The mind knows all that.
But why?
it's really
Yeah,
joyous to talk about,
listen
right?
to me. To realize you don't have to keep your mind. You need to have a clear mind, and it's true, through satsang or whatever, reading about the subject and all that. You have a bag of knowledge, as you said. Yeah? In that bag of knowledge, it is still somebody owning the bag of knowledge. It doesn't know now what to do because it doesn't lead to realization. Right. So, throw back the bag of knowledge, going back how? Going back from where the owner was. That's all. Keep quiet. It takes, you see, quite a few period of time, even a few years, to clear up, to start to understand more and more that it is still clarification in this jungle of the mind which empties itself more and more. But it is still, one is still in the mind. One is still identified with body-mind. Even if he hears, who am I and all that. He has it as an information. So when one is enough exhausted and fed up that after all nothing happens now with that, then he will do it. Means just go back from where I am. Huh? For that, you see, you have really to see that the mind will not bring you the solution, the realization. It's not the mind. That's why don't enter your mind. Don't enter your mind. Rising appearances are there. Doesn't matter, it's in time and space. Whenever you are fed up because you love more, not to be too distracted by all that, keep quiet. Go back from where it arose. And life goes on like this. And those habits may lose their speed and power. But who cares? What is important is to see that you are not whatever appears, including I. It is in your bag of knowledge?
Yes.
So what's missing? Tell me. What's going on there?
Is I very involved in a lot of things.
Who says so? Who says so?
I.
Okay, go back. Go back. Only like this you will fast your mind. Otherwise you are feeding it all the time. Okay?
Another thing that these days getting the hook of that these days Christmas time and New Year's time we all have families and the whole world is like in a it feels like a little bit in a rush of people think a lot about presents or expressing their feelings to each other and I myself I have a big family in Brazil and I spend very very little time in Brazil since almost 30 years and I see them very very rare.
Yeah.
But they do know that I still here, and I know that they're still there, and there is a kind of sadness that not to be able or not express that, not to be there to see, to share with them. Or with friends. That's that moment where, let's say, not that it's any special than any other Monday.
Yeah, but listen, you are describing exactly why one searches, you see. In this world, in this body-mind, and in this world which is glued to this body-mind, there is no way out. One has joy, pleasure, certain kind of love, and one has pain, suffering of separation and all that. It is like this. You cannot change this world. It appears like this. One is born, one dies, with all its opposites. You cannot live in a world where there is only light and birth and joy and whatever. This is not in the world. Because what you described is the world. The relationships with the dear ones, the emotions and all that. It is bound to be good and bad. You cannot change, you cannot transform. Realization will not transform this dream, which is already perfectly the manifestation of the self. What can change is that you realize who you are, and then who disappears.
You were saying, do not enter the mind.
Yeah. Now you enter the mind, for example.
Yes. Because I need to explain my...
Yeah, but just I say also to show how quickly we enter the mind. Yeah, okay, you can tell.
Do not enter the mind. I work with words and stories. I'm a writer, and where do I go to get my words without entering the mind?
Oh no, I tell you, this is just to realize yourself. In the world, you have to take this tool, which may be very, very good as mine. I didn't speak about this world. I speak of realizing who you are, from where this world appears, which is what you really are. Not about this appearance of who took birth as its own existence, is a writer in that existence, and with all this creativity, who will die also. You see, you have to use your mind and body. Continue that work, just know that it is an expression of your own self. And it will not necessarily be dropped as an expression if you realize yourself. Maybe this I who appears will always be a writer. Maybe not. One has to take risk, huh? But for that you need the fire for freedom, you see. That's why. Otherwise, what for? And this fire for freedom comes often when one has seen enough, has tried enough, experienced it enough, learned so much and doesn't lead anywhere. When he has those experiences, you see, then he goes to a master and says, please help me. I have no clue now what I can do. So he will say probably, go back from where you come from. So, I made all those kilometers and flights to come to you.
Yeah. When Tansen and I went to Papaji, I had very much the concept of soul partners.
A soul partner.
That we were together,
Yeah.
and you know, it was magical how it happened. We each had dreams, took us to Master.
Yeah.
But at one point he said, freedom is a knife edge. You can only walk it on your own. You can be with someone else on their knife edge, but
Sure.
my concept of the two of us have to be...
Right. You know, I had dear friends. They were really a wonderful couple. And we were walking in the forest, and each one of them, trying not that the other sees it, they told me, you know, in fact, I'm very fearful that if I get realized, I will lose my wife. And 5 minutes later, she thought, she didn't know he said that, and she told me the same. You see, there are concepts.
It was the concept, yeah.
You see, this concept, because you hear about disappearing, then you think immediately of the bed. You dropping, there is, you know, but it's a way to try to indicate. They are not concepts. You understood it well. Good. Wonderful. Sure, we live on concepts.
Well, I had no choice. When my beloved dropped his body, there was no separation. But there was no kind of... It wasn't that romantic concept, you know, that...
Yeah. That Papaji took it out.
He took it all away.
But that's the beauty, you see. One, when he still uses his mind, he feels all will be taken away, all has to be dropped, then what remains? And he doesn't understand, because if he still works with the mind, it looks like, then what? But if you simply follow that indication, then you are just what you always are. That remains. That remains.
Yes.
You see, the emptiness spoken about, and it's not even that. They are conceptual words to try to remove other concepts, but it's not even that. One cannot describe it, but it is. We can say it is what remains when everything else is dropped or negated. That's why it's here now. It is just here now. But one wants to put a shape or wants to experience it, then it veils it. And he wants to experience it as bliss or love or these things, you see. So it veils it, it veils. So there is no going and coming in what it is. So it's not even silence, you see. So many, they feel and have this experience, beautiful, I don't deny, of silence. But it comes and goes. So it's not even the silence the mind or the emotional heart can know. It's from where this could express. From where.
Is there any other word indication you could say instead of saying be quiet? I feel I got lost in that idea of quiet a lot.
So don't enter your mind.
Yeah.
Don't enter. Let that confusion disappear by itself. Don't enter it.
Yeah.
You will not get a definitive solution.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't care about that.
Okay.
It is that what I mean by not entering in the mind, you see?
Yeah. So it's.
I mean that. Of course, it may look like a bit, you need strength, but that's for a while. You see, the proof is extraordinary when we think the scriptures, the old Vedas and Upanishads and whatnot, they only speak about that, like in satsang. They only speak about that. Many who are interested by the subject, they even know it by heart. They can tell, they can even tell. But they are not helped beyond that.
Yes.
They need the background of that knowledge to transmit, to express, but themselves, of course, I just speak in general, they have not realized it, because where is the Vedas? Where are they? In the mind. In the mind, in the end, you see, that clarity is even an hindrance. You have
Yes.
not. So confusion, in fact, is not a problem too. Once you understand this, so don't enter in your mind at all cost for a split second, and you repeat that again and again to remove this immediate habit to go there. That's all, because you are already inside.
So I have a question, Ganga.
Yes.
If when you need the fire, but at one moment when you go into when you drop everything and you go there in the quietness, the fire doesn't need to be there anymore.
It drops.
It drops
itself.
also.
It
Yeah.
drops by itself.
Yeah, and just
And it's even called peace then. you
Yeah.
know. But I don't want to give those concepts. Not very quiet when you are in fire, and yet you need that fire. As long
it
as
drops. Yeah,
it drops by
drops.
itself.
Yeah,
Once you are home, will you search your home? No.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, one of the biggest traps is always trying to understand.
Yeah.
And it's the mind that wants to understand. It's not understandable. And when
It
you
is
drop that,
not.
you are free. It's the mind.
Yeah.
It's that understanding is, for me, was a real
Yeah.
book that just,
Yeah.
because I don't get it. And like there's moments when it's like, but why?
Yeah.
Forget it. It's
Yeah.
never answered.
Yeah, there's no end in trying to understand. And do you know the mind has the magic to create always a more beyond. Oh, beyond, and then of course we are lost.
If I get this, maybe I'll get that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and then if I get that, maybe
That's
I'll
much
be enlightened.
more
And
beyond and deep and whatnot. Then it's not that way. Right.
I remember in satsang once being so impressed by this man. He was like, maybe 50 or something.
Uh-huh.
And he had a very, wise, spiritual kind of appearance. And you can guess,
Yeah, yeah.
So the letter told Papa all the things he'd done. He had done
yeah.
everything, like so many forms of yoga and inquiry and this and that, and it was so impressive. I was like, wow. And Papa said, "You've done all this, and this is all you got?" It was like, and it was just like the guy kind of crumbled and got it. Like, it was so much arrogance with it, and achievement.
Because the achievement is always in time. It
Yeah.
cannot be that
Yeah.
there. Because it's here now. It's
Yeah.
here now. If we don't confuse it with an objectification, it's just here now. Good, you see. You've seen a lot. You've learned like this. Sure.
How fortunate.
But when you are hypnotized by knowledge or by anything else, you see, you need time to click to what is said every time in satsang. Because that hypnotism is so strong. But one day, that hypnotism, yeah. But one day it just drops.
Yeah.
It just drops. And that doesn't take time.
You said the other day we don't need any practice or meditation or something. So what is the difference between satsang and meditation or yoga, or when I come regularly to
Because here one tries to remove the meditator or the practitioner or the doer.
Okay,
Yeah.
the doer. Okay, yeah,
You see?
yeah.
Then where is the attainment to get, who is there in time?
So there's no goal. Here
There is no
no goal.
No, because it means if you have a goal in time or an achievement that is not here in time, it means it's not who you are. Who you are, the particularity is that it's right now. You are that.
Okay.
That you believe it or not, you are that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
Huh? Mm. But of course, I don't deny many came through years of practices and meditation to enjoy or be attracted to hear this.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
possible.
Yeah, that's different.
But from here, to drop everything. Otherwise, you feed again and again this I, somebody. You can do whatever practice you like as for the joy of the practice, but I mean the practices which have this carrot of enlightenment are a bit mistaken.
Are two what?
Misleading. These practices you can attain in this world, in the identification of I, new states like you see, feeling of eternity, the absolute, the silence, the harmony. You can have what you don't experience generally in daily life. But it cannot go beyond that, because I is not questioned. The one who does it is not questioned. But it's a very nice association if both have the desire for freedom. It's a very good association. And if one has less than the other, he will be contagious. Understand? Contagious.
You be
Contaminated. So there is no risk of addiction.
Oh, that's the best addiction. The best.
It's a huge risk. Not be a freedom junkie.
First we thought it was in the world, and then we understood slowly that it's maybe a bit prior to that. It's good. You study, huh? You study.
Yeah.
You think well.
Yeah, I came back from the satsang yesterday back home, and I reread my notes, things, and I just kept 3
That's good.
main that were important
Yeah,
to
for
me,
you.
and that made my day and the next day. And I'm still digesting.
It's for life. It's okay. Is it new to you? What is expressed here? You know that. Who, what? Who, what you know this?
Well, different sources, but I was in Lucknow for a couple of months.
Uh-huh. So you know what to do or what not to do.
It's a matter of the urge, and it's a matter of being quiet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Simple.
Yeah. It's simple, but it's amazing to see that one may take time to give 1 second to himself. It's amazing.
There's a lot of hooks. A lot of hooks.
A lot of books, yeah. Sure.
That's what we're
But
all
you
dealing-
see them at
That's what we're
least.
all dealing with, right?
You
Yeah.
see them at least.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
What is the hooks? Hooks doesn't matter, there are so many, it's true. But what is the hooks?
You mean it's endless, yeah?
No? No?
Don't look at
No.
them. Just
Who is the hooks? Who is aware that I have so many hooks?
yeah.
You see, everybody generally reply, I.
Yeah.
But what I? This is the confusion. I, if you call I the self, you're right. But if you think it is I as a body mind, you are wrong. What sees the hooks or whatever sees is what is aware of that. It is what you are. And keep quiet. Who cares there is hooks or no hooks? It's not about removing hooks.
Yeah.
Hooks are in the appearance, in the world of this body-mind concept. I'm not a body-mind concept. One always thinks the concept that he will be the hero in that meaning of the hero in this manifestation. He will be one wandering on this planet without hooks, or without being hooked at the hooks. It will never happen. This is a total utopia. This is called illusion. Let's see if that one is real, at least, from where I come. Then who cares? Who is there to care for hooks or no hooks, even having a life of hooks or no hooks? But that's true. Otherwise, you see, those paths where one wants to transform himself for better, it's the path of sainthood. It's different path. The saints, they are in the world. I became a saint with tapas, with practices, with this and that. I attained slowly or suddenly sainthood. The I is not the question. It is still in the world. So this is not at all to transform you into a saint. It is just to cut off this confusion. And you may appear as a sinner or a saint. Who cares? So maybe you like to have a party, I don't know, or keeping quiet tonight after partying. So thank you very much.
Thank you.